What's up, Guardians? Peace and Grease here, and I hate to be the guy that said, I told you so, but yeah, I have to be the guy that says, I told you so, Bungie. Way back when the Final Shape launched, I did a review video on the Final Shape, and in it, I mentioned the problems with the Pathfinder system. I'd really hoped that Bungie would have found time at some point to rectify those issues, but sadly they did not. And as a result, there is now a community backlash about the Pathfinder system, understandably so. Now, let me quickly touch up on exactly what I said uh, that the problems with the Pathfinder system were, and we'll get to what a potential solution is. So, the first problem with the Pathfinder system is that it is punishing to players that have more than one character. In my case, I have three characters, just like a lot of other players, and I have to complete one entire Pathfinder tree to get to the rewards, and then choose which of my three characters get those rewards. I then must complete another entire Pathfinder tree and determine which of my two remaining Guardians get the rewards. And then finally complete three entire Pathfinder trees to finally get the rewards that I need for the final character. Obviously, that's an issue. The biggest issue is that it doesn't allow players to choose how they want to play Destiny. That's a big, massive issue. When your players can't choose how they want to play the game, something is fundamentally wrong. Unfortunately, the Pathfinder system is very restrictive in that it's going to force all players to play all activities. The issue is that there's many players out there that may not like Gambit, or they may not like PvP, or they may not even like PvE. As a result, it means they have to jump around just to get to the end of the Pathfinder tree. And we all know the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, not this jagged line that you have to perform to complete the Pathfinder system. That's a massive problem when you're forcing players into activities that they don't want to do. Again, it should be about player choice and how they play your game, not force it upon them. Then the third and final complaint that I mentioned about the Pathfinder system is how uber specific it is. Where in the past you would go and collect bounties from whichever vendor's activity you wanted to play, if you played said activity, odds are you would complete those bounties. But with the Pathfinder system, they are so specific that you're constantly changing up everything about your loadout, your build, your subclass, just to complete one challenge. And then you have to do that again for another. You get the idea. And I'll give you a perfect example. In one of my Pathfinder trees, I had get weakened or suppressed kills. Okay, so I had to completely change up my loadout and my build to focus on weakened and suppress. But then the next challenge right next to it was get jolted kills. Okay, now I need to change my loadout and my uh, build to focus primarily on jolt. The next challenge was get blinded kills. Okay, well, let me change my loadout again to primarily focus on blind. But then the next challenge next to it was get solar ignition kills. So guess what? Now I'm changing my weapons again, my subclass, and my build. You get the idea. Having to constantly change your build over and over and over and over, and your loadout and your subclass, everything, just to complete a challenge here and then a challenge there. It was far, far too specific. Those are the three primary problems with the Pathfinder system. Now, to Bungie's credit, they did reduce the number of Gambit challenges. The problem is that's assuming that every player doesn't want to do Gambit. Why is that an issue? Because there are players, and I know it's surprising, but there are players that do like Gambit. And some of those players may not like PvP. Some of them may not like PvE. You get the idea. That's not a solution. That doesn't rectify the problem. So how can Bungie quickly and easily solve this problem? Well, you make every challenge activity chosen, meaning by the player. So the typical challenge would say something along the lines of get, you know, XYZ kills in Vanguard, Crucible, or Gambit. So it's applicable in any of those types of activities, but the player gets to choose. They're not forced in or pigeonholed into a certain activity that they really don't want to partake in. Problem solved. As far as the uber specifics of some of these challenges, reduce them. It doesn't need to be that specific. It's ridiculous that in one tree I can have 6 different types of kills that I need to complete. Solar ignition, solar scorch, blind, jolts, weakened or suppressed. It's just silly. So make them more open-ended, make them more generic. Get kills with your super. Get ability kills. Problem solve there as well. As far as how do you resolve the issue in regards to not punishing players that have more than one character, that's a bigger issue for sure, and it's one that's more difficult to answer. I'm not sure how Bungie can go about making sure that the Pathfinder system doesn't punish players with multiple characters. I don't have an answer for that. That's something I would definitely have to think about. But the two big ones, I think, are simply solved. If, again, Bungie chooses to, as I said in my Final Shape review video. If this is something Bungie wants to do, they'll do it. If they don't, they won't. It's just that simple. I can't tell you the last time I completed a Pathfinder system because I just don't care. I've reset Crucible multiple times, I've reset Gambit multiple times, and I've reset Vanguard multiple times. So there's really nothing left that I want from them. So as much as I would like to gain the rewards from the Pathfinder system, I'm just not going to subject myself to more PvE, PvP, or Gambit when I've already done a ton of it already. So, as a result, I don't do the Pathfinder system because of it. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Are you fine with the Pathfinder system the way it is? Do you think there should be some adjustments? And do you have any ideas how Bungie could go about making the Pathfinder system not so punishing to players that have multiple characters? And until next time, peace out.